Alrighty then. We back. Show 4, I think. I just want to say thank y'all for all listening. Today we got a great show. It's a lot, I put a lot of time and effort into like preparing for the show. I do it like a lot of this stuff is like ongoing and it's like off the dome. I don't really care. I just like to fix my background so y'all could do y'all little funny tricks. I like to roast y'all. I like to laugh too, so it's okay. But like I was saying, thank y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all just like tuning in. Um, First and foremost, I just want to say, forgot this is Dynasty the show. I'm Ira Bush. My bad, I forgot to do all that. I'm still working out the kinks of like how I want to present my show, so it's live. I know I ain't got no big audience yet, so I don't really care. I know how it work. People like to, we're gonna go more and more in depth in how I operate, and it's not gonna stop. It's gonna continue. So it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. So let's keep it moving. Shout out to my. I want to be thankful for everything I do, everything I accomplish. Matter of fact, it's no reason why I should not have people on here live. I just came from. I'm still. I'm in. I just left television broadcasting out there in Hillsborough County for this semester. I had a whole radio show, so I try to post it on my thing every day. I've been fighting fraud all for a long time. People trying to hack my Facebooks and Instagrams and all that craziness. So I still don't got my accounts. So y'all gonna have to work with me. I know if once you put it out there in the universe and like I'm putting it out there on YouTube, I got all kind of YouTube accounts hacked and people stealing my information, changing my password. That's been going on for a long time since I moved to South Florida. I don't know if it's the South Florida people or some people that's out there in the world hating, but God has still given me the ability to speak. God has still given me my children and my nieces and nephews, my mother and my, everybody in my family still alive and well. So I'm appreciative of that. So I can't get mad at those things. So we're gonna continue. I always been able to speak this highly and well, so you never gonna stop that. So I appreciate everybody listening. If you even catch the replay or you get a clip of it and you go out there and share and tell people about me, just keep building and keep working. I've been doing this for a long time. Like when it comes to like speaking and motivation and informing the community and just being that person, that's what I always been. So I'm just keep doing my thing. I've been nice I've been doing it in a very nice way. So, like how I look at it, it's just like, you know, it is what it is. Now, when it comes, okay, like I said, shout out to my niece, nephew, my grandparents, my aunts and my uncles, everybody who got they behind the scenes working and was supporting. And I wish all my little cousins and I love y'all, appreciate y'all. We got a lot of stuff coming on this show, executive orders. It's so many. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna name about 4 or 5 of them, whatever I get through. Just to make sure we stay consistent. All this 100-day news, prayer, blah blah blah. Then let's meeting with Canada. We just did a tariff with them. I don't know if it's still going on. All kind of stuff happened today and did last week. They put so much. Like I said, I talk about the straw man story so much. They put so much out there. It's just like, what are y'all doing? What, like, are y'all friends or fools? Are we working together in North America? Or are we not? I spoke about that last week. I didn't understand. Like, we still gotta operate from like in a continent. Like, and then you out here like it was like 3 4 weeks. We had an issue when the French people came over here and they speaking to him. He looking at him like we got 30 countries behind France, and you over here looking like you can't be an ally with nobody. So I'm like, hopefully they got that situated with them from just how he ended the France guy. I think it was their I don't know, some kind of president or high ranking person, and they hopefully they worked out to what it need to be. But I ain't this. I'm still in America. I'm still in Florida. Like I said, starting the states, starting the cities, starting your towns. So that's the most important thing. Um, like I said, man, I got a couple, my daughter's birthday is literally next week. So I'm happy about that. She's turning 11. I'm so proud of her. She's such a smart, bright person in this world. I put all my light and life into her and coverage of protection over her. Whether I'm there, whether I'm there, like she knows I care about her. I always talk about her. Y'all gonna always hear me speak about her. And hopefully, on the weekend she can start coming in and talking. And she likes now she's getting older, so she like do her own thing. So she might have her own little whatever. I got her like I ain't I put some season what I want her to like, what I see her be great at, and how I see her operate. I know she operate a little differently when she with her friends and her peers and stuff like that. She's very like outgoing, outspoken. She don't be like that around me. She's like on her phone, on her computer, so she already hooked to the new age and stuff. So I'm like I said, I love my child. I want her the best for her, and she's getting older by the day. So yeah, we're gonna speak more about that. Yeah, I got some stuff coming up this week. Got some board meetings, like some virtual and board meetings I'm gonna be chiming in on in Broward County. Like I said, I'm not playing about mines. Y'all know, like I said, you know what day I'm ready for, June 10th. I'm gonna be there. So I'm coming in. Whoever does talk, you're gonna have to speak correctly. Cause I got some real issues to handle about last year, how that was handled, and she going to 6th grade, so I'm really not playing with you. Like I said, my other shows, and I'm not saying it like in a threat, I'm saying it like more in like a concerned parent way. Like if every parent was like me, it wouldn't be no issues in the first place. It wouldn't be nobody trying to manipulate the fact that you need to mind your children and you need to make sure these teachers and principals are doing it correctly. I don't care about no crooked police. I don't care about no crooked sheriff people. No people who think they got some kind of authority or rank out in the other world. We in Florida, and I know what I come from. So I don't come from nothing that ain't strong, that ain't from what we would call. Ain't no slave over here. I ain't no slave. Ain't no tap dancing monkey or whatever you thinking in your head. It ain't going down like that in the overall aspect of the world or the universe, or whatever you thinking in your head. It ain't going down. So you gonna keep seeing me. I got I be playing around because I cut my own hair now, but I got a barber. My barber located in this area, so and I got one back at home as well. He's definitely a fan of the family that I could it ain't never been expensive for a haircut. I don't even pay over $50 still. So I appreciate that. And, like, but I know how to cut my own hair. So, today I decided to come in a little bit fresher. I was being a little lazy on my other shows, but I like to mention those little funny things. Like, y'all could roast me on my haircut like the last few shows, but, my mom probably would roast me even harder than y'all would. But for real, man, just thank you for tuning in. Like I said, we got the board meeting, got the virtual meetings. I'm gonna be popping in over here in Palm Beach. The funniest thing is, like the one in Palm Beach, I'm telling you, they'll cancel like 3 or 4 of these things, and these people know they've been very disrespectful across the board to me and my family face card still in Palm Beach County. I don't like Palm Beach County at all. These people are crooks and frauds. They delusional in their mind, far as just like them actually thinking they're in some kind of high class, and they're like drug addicts. They're literally drug addicts, from your grandma to your cousins to your aunties, whoever. Like if you ain't got over the stage of like being elevated in success of life, and I'm not talking about no marijuana, because the marijuana shop on every corner in every state. So I don't want to hear nothing about no marijuana. I'm talking about, hey, you can get this from the doctor. I'm talking about these people who think these opioid medications and these delusional whatever they taking is like helping them. They're not. Like, wake up and smell the real. You feel me? So I'm on some other stuff right now. So I ain't trying to dish you. I'm trying to tell you to get your mind right, because I ain't playing with none of yous. And like I said, all these fake frauds that come in that school board that go over here to the downtown, I hear where downtown West Palm out here playing around with people energies and doing all this little, I don't know what. I went down here. I'm tell a quick story. I'm up here. I had to go get my fingerprints for the basketball, to coach basketball this summer because everybody know what it is when I coach. It's either basketball, softball, I did it all. Football, definitely know what it is. I got to get back on some kind of in my realm, in my lane, just so I can enjoy, how it is in the world. All these little many groups that think they got some kind. I don't know what they think. You cannot buy. You cannot buy respect. You cannot buy loyalty. You cannot buy honesty. You gotta have to do it. You gotta actually be in it. You gotta actually live it. Like I did. Like I did that. Like I can't tell you how I did it. I just did. I did this off the strength of me. Like and me and my sister, like, or my mom chiming in a little bit. Like it was very little help. Like I wasn't out here begging. You know what I'm saying? This is real life. Like I really did that. So, and this is on a whole nother turf from where I'm born. And I earned my respect as a youngin in the playground. I never disrespected the game or nothing. So, and I would never disrespect a player on any level. Like that shit. That is the most craziest. Like just thinking about it. Like how I remember. Like I had my little squabbles as a youngin. Like just like little mini like fights. So it wasn't a lot. It was like I was heavily protected still, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you gotta still respect yourself and like defend yourself. So that's all I'm saying. The people that are older than me should have the maturity to step up as a man and handle their business and stop being frauds. Like I look at it like this. I was told I was the I don't care if you working as a police officer or a sheriff or some kind of lawyer or attorney or judge, whatever you position you in, you have to have in those positions, you have to have some kind of structure and discipline and some kind of like moral, like you cannot be out here like I don't care if you get paid this much money, you gotta have some kind of moral about what you're doing and like a code. Like it's the stuff and the code is like I say, like snitching and tattletelling, like that's never been cool. That's never been accepted in no like, but when it comes to like doing stuff out of spite and out of like jealousy, like that gets old. You can do that once, maybe twice. Like that's it. Like you literally can't keep doing that. Like that play will definitely not get you to success. That will never get you to the highest of yourself. Like I don't understand these things. And I'm speaking on some. I wrote these down. Like I might be like, cause I gotta go over the draft. I'm gonna get to like fun, like I said, this is more like political. Like I was telling y'all about me being an adult and me being a parent. I'm just really gonna focus on that. I see like how people have stolen my, greatest. Like my plan could still go into him. I hopefully my family come together and get an understanding of what I was trying to do. Cause that's like how I look at it. I'm either gonna make my family be what I was gonna have as the center and being in the community. My child is a girl. She can have many female kids if she wants when she get older. Hopefully she wants to be a mother instead of being on a career path or whatever she decides. I'm speaking only positive in life. And I ain't rushing nothing because I don't play none of that. I ain't selling I ain't playing none games like that. So she can go to college, have a career, wait till she 40. I don't care what it is. Like she gonna be, she gonna have the education and the backing of me at all times. So I ain't studying nothing going on for real. And like I said, on June 10th, I will be there in Broward. You will see me Policy 1000. Make sure y'all got y'all stuff up to date because I'm coming ready. I'm trying to get the people of like I'm just really when I come down, I'm trying to get the people of authority to, they better be prepared and they better have answers. And like I said, when I was at that last meeting that I went to, they need to have a list of these people behind all these little codes and whatever they got going on over there in Broward. Because I don't stay in Broward. And I have not coached in the school board in Broward, but I did coach over here in Palm Beach County. So it might be a little different, might not. I don't really care. Palm Beach is very crooked, so I don't know. They got a weird system over here across the board. So we gonna hopefully it gets better, man. You know, it only happen over day by day, step by step. I don't know if I'm be in this area. I actually enjoy being on the other side where my most of my family still is in the middle of Florida. Like I rather be in those areas, you know, from Pinellas, Pasco, Hernando, all those little small little areas, little country areas. Actually like being in Tallahassee over there. That was fun for a little minute. Like I enjoyed those. You know, I don't have to be in the over here in the whatever they call the Miami Dade and the tri the three big old where people know is state of Florida. They come to Miami, they come to Fort Lauderdale Beach, they come to Palm Beach, Camp Palm Beach, West Palm. Stuff. They're all little to sell everything. But I have no real family here. I might have family, but I'm talking about like that I grew up with family, like so. And there might be people on spaced out went to other states. I actually enjoy the sun, so I'd rather be in Florida. So that's just how I don't mind if I get paid enough, or I'll go somewhere and coach football and dominate and win the championship if they pay me enough. I prefer to stay in the South, but if they paying me 50 to 100K more, I could me and my child be gone. Private school, I'm gone. A preparatory school, there's one's popping up every now more and more. So school. I'm trying to get. If they give me the bag, I'll go. But it ain't worth it. Like I tried to do it in Florida. Everybody seemed like they did. Like when you come up with the idea to like dominate, it's like everybody. Oh, he did do that. And then like we don't need to outsource when it comes to sports and football. Definitely, we don't need it. Nobody. We should win. Miami, Florida State, Florida should never lose. They should always finish in the top two. We can recruit Georgia. This is just talking sports. I know I'm a little off of what I was saying, but we're gonna get to that because I definitely want to get to this executive order speaking. Um, I'm gonna also be down in Broward on May 12th for the Gifted Adversary Council, and May 12th from 6:30 to 8:30. That's gonna be out there on Plantation. So I will be there. My daughter's gifted, so I'm not really stunned whoever's there. I'm just coming for the information, and I'm be excited to get all the information. I know me and her mom don't really talk about her going to like. I want her to be in the best school in that area if she stays in Broward. I know if she's staying in Broward, whatever she do. But I'm like I get the information. I'm supportive as long as my child's making A's and B's, as long as she's out the way of whatever they got going on. I don't really care what she does, and that's how I operate. I told her make sure she chime in with her grandma, her aunts, and stay connected with her friends and be happy and be a child. That's all I tell her. I don't really give her too much rules and regulations. She knows a lot. She knows I know a lot. She just got to maintain who she is and don't be influenced by dummies. And I told her, don't, the older you get, the smarter you gonna get. So, I'm always telling her, like, you the female, you make the choices. Like, she already know these types of things. So I'm just happy she gonna be in middle school next year. It's gonna be great for her. And that's pretty much it. Now, when it comes to these people canceling meetings because I'm in the area, this is funny to me. These people, if I tell y'all what really be like, I can't really express because it's gonna sound made up. Like these people make it seem like I was not here at 18 years old, like 10 years in a row. Like I'm talking about best youngest coach in this area. Like the referees know me by like they know me. Like I'm talking about I'm doing double duty, triple duty as a coach on all my teams. Like I'm not playing around when I'm stepping in these schools as a coach. And these people know this. And I'm talking about I'm on every JV freshman. I'm there. I'm supporting the program. So it didn't matter what these people could say in these counties. Like I was here and I did it. I didn't do it. I didn't take no shortcut. So I'm laughing about these people trying to cover up from these frauds. Like I'm looking like what is, and I'm not even dissing people. I'm just saying it like it comes to a point where you gotta let me back on the field and you gotta leave me alone about being me. Like I have not disrespected no principal, no dean, no nothing in this county. So it shouldn't be that no athletic director was disrespected or nothing. Like it should be nothing. So, I'm all for supporting change. So I need to see that change. I need to see people coming in, make sure they doing their checks and balances. Cause I vote every year. Man, I could tell y'all so much, man. I could complain so much about what really went on. Like these people have literally messed up my, I didn't file taxes. I did have to battle the mother of my child for child support, all that stuff like early on, not now. So I'm appreciative of her. I thought I make sure I tell you, wherever you got, that's yours. I ain't ask you for $1. You did a lot for me just taking me off. So I tell her that all the time. But it was her, just being a young father, I'm like, you heard you shackling in me, you going down there, you federally like you put me in the box. So I'm looking like, dang, like what you want? Nobody to, like you not getting nothing now. Like you definitely can't get nothing. Like we used to take my child like to eat and everything. I had whatever little I had gave her. It's like I definitely know my family supported when it came to her having her clothes, and it's like she did not need nothing her first 5 years. I promise you that. So she really hampered my pockets. Like I was like how child support is. You like, and the funniest thing is like these people based it off of like what I could possibly make. They $500 out the gate. I cannot make this. And the $500, if you in Florida and you only working a job and you doing a lot of stuff in the community, you're not making a lot of money. Like these people want you, you get a degree, you still might be making only $18, like 16, 17 at the time, especially. Like it wasn't a lot still. Like you still getting like after they chop me in half for 500, you still making like 700 if you have a decent. And I did like training. I had a lot of help. I wasn't like, but anyways, that's old. But I'm just saying for the young people, man, just stay positive. It'll get better. I don't like I said, my child's gonna be 11. It's year by year. I know what I definitely ain't finna try to go in and like be out here. I ain't doing all that trying to duplicate. No, we gonna stay. We gonna raise ours, and we gonna keep it up. Like that's how I look at it. I don't look at it no other way. Hopefully, like I got plenty left in me. I'm strong. I live. I live very modestly. I don't have. They don't. I'm very open to communication. My child could reach me anytime, so I ain't really tripping. And that's just me talking as a parent. And then I'm glad I spent a little time on that. I got to get to these executive orders though. So thank y'all. We're gonna get right into the real show. That's my little spew. And like I said, y'all just go out there and do. I suggest y'all just be parents and really be active. I don't see enough people fighting that battle, so I'm gonna be on that one. I ain't gonna be over here. I can't be in that. The fraud group kicked me out. They never want me in. That's all I can say. So we're gonna get right into it, man. Like we're gonna break it down. Okay, I was gonna go into detail. I have the list I got is funny. Like I'm just gonna go off the title and I'm gonna give my opinion because I know if I get too in depth and I want to get to the draft and I ain't even gonna. I think I'm gonna do 3 of the 14. I'm gonna do 17s and I'm gonna leave one of the teams because I don't want to keep y'all too long. I want people to actually listen to the message and listen to the information I give on sports and take it as what you want. I like predicting stuff. I've been so good at predicting these players for my whole life. Since I've been watching the draft it's been like since I was 10. I was like 20 years. Look, I ain't faking when I tell you, like, me and my cousin sit there and laugh. Like, I used to play the game. I stopped playing. Like, once I started coach, I stopped playing Madden and it's 2K a lot. So, but everybody know who grew up with me from people, from the Y, from the teen center, like, all my friends, all my cousins, like, they know what it is. I was super competitive. I didn't beat, like, I didn't, like, beat everybody, but I was at the top when it come to playing. So I'm especially mad. So, like now I'll play every random. I might get I go visit my cousin, like my brother, like we'll play like seasons, just laughing about the old days, and like we'll talk about our kids and stuff like that. I got to spend a lot of time with him recently, like last few years, just being able to go down there and stuff. So I appreciate those moments because me and him very competitive, and his little brother is like my little brother, so we very tight. And I don't play about my family, so and that's one of the main reasons I'm like this is gonna be a good show. That's the main reason because like when I talk about these frauds and people trying to be like my family and be like my cousins and they like my brothers, like one of my favorite people got like shot, like he almost died. Like this shit is crazy. Like I have more joy in me than the hate, but like y'all really like understand. Like I'm glad I didn't like once we got older, we didn't spend a lot of time, but that doesn't change how I felt. And like I got on my mom's side, I got basically like two brothers to me, like, and they really like all of us are still really connected. And especially in Florida, we all know the same type of people. So it's like I don't know who did what, and I'm not trying to know who did what. But I just know I'm not the one to play with like that at all. Especially like I'm like they know who I am. Like I'm being nice about it. That's why I stay coach, mom, my child, and don't even talk to nobody. Like I be on some whole. They don't even know how I really was finna come before that even happened. Like it was. They don't even know it was. The bubbling was gonna bubble. So and it wasn't even gonna be on no we shooting people. It was just gonna be on some y'all better go get your weight up in a gym somewhere. Like and it's still gonna be like that because I got a nephew and I got a lot of other nieces and nephews that I'm gonna make sure they not playing with nobody, and it's gonna be more of them. It was about 6 or 7 of us, but it's gonna be about 15, 10 of them. So you better get your mind right. And that's how I look at it. And I'm speaking like life. I'm not speaking hate. I'm not on no hating. I'm not on no. Y'all really know the DNA say what it is. It is what it is. So, and I ain't trying to compete with nobody with famous, in the league and all that. That's that y'all got it. Your sons, they doing their thing on the court. Salute. I ain't even stunned all that. That ain't got nothing to do with my tent over here. Over here, we in Florida. So what we finna do, y'all gonna see. And like I said, the main reason why it's gonna be like that is because so many people have put borders up trying to stop and hate on what I'm got going on, what I had building in the community, not with family, in the community. So now you gonna make me go over here and it ain't nothing weak over here. So like it's gonna get happening. People and we still gonna be having children, and you still gonna be like, and we still young and successful, and they still smart and bright. And so it's like, what do you keep like? It's only getting better. It's only getting great over here. You gonna get on a train. You gonna go over here, move to another state, move to another country. I don't care what you do. I look at it like that. It ain't like I said. I'm staying at like one of these levels. Like when the girls say you got to be 6 foot. I'm gonna stay at 5'11" and a half. You feel me? So that's how I look at it when it comes to monitoring minds. So real talk. And like I said, I'm gonna get into the I'm going off the title. I ain't even finna go into the details. This is the funny thing. Like I said, we just had a meeting today with the dude from Canada, so I don't know what they got going on. I ain't really looking at it till like I can honestly say I'm very intertwined in Florida. With other states, I'm not. I ain't finna, I might have, I got a little stuff going on, that what it is with the sports, but it ain't even all that. It's like, but here I am. It is. It's definitely like that here. But addressing certain tariffs and important articles. This is one of the executive orders. That's what the title of it. Now, addressing certain tariffs and imported articles. What does that mean? Imported means brought in. Articles is like what, a story, a tale, some kind of form of letter, like what I'm saying, like. Now, why we need an executive order for that, I don't know. But to clarify, like I be laughing because I'm very good with words, and like if I tell y'all how like my mom, my grandma, like my whole family, what it is about definitions, and like I didn't think I would know this many words. Just like when I read, I know that's how I know. Like, and when I know how the system is, they used to mess with, we're in 2025. Let's not be delusional. Okay, they like to like manipulate and try to copy very intellectual people like me, and I don't know how they doing it. I want, if I had a choice, I would not give my child no shot to go to school. Unfortunately, like I understand about how your social security works. You're supposed to work for 5. This is what they originally did the social security for. You're supposed to work, get your social security. You're supposed to work 5 years and move on. And they're supposed to free us and give us a certain amount. These people, I took it into a whole new slavery. They never give us what they deserve. It's not originally supposed to be for 55. They done changed the rules. The original agreement was like a house in the mule, 40 acres. The natives signed one in the 1700s and 1800s, whatever year you go. With Florida, they fought longer. Other states, they let them go in 1700s. I already know this. I got my grandmother. She's from that area. My great grandmother probably is too. All this stuff supposed to have been given to us without these people trying to hate and steal. And my man, I don't even want to talk. I already kind of be knowing. It's like, what do y'all want us to do? Where you can't get mad and jealous because we here and we successful and we still like, my cousin like a super too. Like, he works in the school board. He can build and build anything. Same with one of my best. Like, he like my big brother. Like, these people know how to build houses from scratch. Like, they know how to do the blueprint. Then go out here and do it. Then I got my mom, god sister, her kids all know how to do all this. Like, nobody needs y'all help for real. So free our resources. Leave us alone. This is stuff been taught to us at home. Like, then we start swapping y'all around in education. You make up rules. All my girl cousins got education certificates that say degree, that say I graduated from HBCU. This was, what I'm saying? Like, this is like, I graduated at 20 years old. Like, we're not playing with y'all like in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, why do we gotta keep testing out? I got friends. Well, I thought they was people that they called me their friend. They've been tested out, same black female. Like, this is like, and it's on a consistent basis. Like, why they keep trying to put borders up? I don't even, if I get one, it's like, what I'm going to actually go around slapping people with it if I have to get one. That's what I'm looking at, because I was on doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to organize and make sure stuff we get done correctly. And I be getting off topic because I be getting agitated about what I really understand. And whoever put y'all people in authority, make sure y'all doing the correct thing. And like I said, y'all gonna read this first one over. Addressing certain tariffs on imported articles. What does that mean? That's what the title is very important of this show today. Okay. All right. And then the other one, it says, I don't even want to speak too much time. I'm trying to spare people. Strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens. What does that mean? I was just going on spiel about how these people have not freed our resources and money, and they trying to call people criminals. They trying to write executive orders. They trying to come up with a no rule or this and that. I don't even care. I'm looking at this. Y'all are criminals. We trying to put you in prison. I'm trying to put you. I'm trying to, whoever over there in Washington D.C. sitting at their then on 8 human beings. I don't want to see your face no more. Go hide under a rock. Leave. Retire. Get out of the way. I would rather see my grandfather who's got that, who put him up there. I don't want to see none of y'all. All y'all need to go let him sit there and let his people come in. I know he got he got at least solid 20 people that could do something way greater than them ducks up there. And I got people, he got people, my cousin got people. We don't need y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out the way. Like, that's how I look at it. And I'm not trying to be like, I'm just using my family as example. I'm just using this. It's like, why are y'all here? Go away. I don't want your help. I don't need your help. Leave the money alone. Let us build correctly. Let us keep building community. If we do this search on the natives, and this is just natives, I'm not even talking about African descent when they went over there trying to, it was whatever 1,000 years of peace, and then boom, the people come over there trying to, they say we went around and you were helping them. They come over here, they start putting all that poison And it wasn't just their fault, but it was mainly their fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like being like on some like this is I'm living in America and I'm not trying to diss. I'm just like you see how I'm talking. I'm not really going in detail, but it's like when I leave the country, like once I leave the country, I do not want nobody questioning me speaking like this because I'm gonna have real information. I'm gonna have real details, and like I told y'all before, my nephew went to Egypt. My sister went to London. I don't care what y'all talking about. These people try to think that they are better than people, and they over there building up stuff they don't need to build up. They need to go make sure the motherland straight. They need to go make sure this land straight. They need to go make sure them islands straight that they keep trying to blow up and burn. All that stuff got real African descended people. We are the originals. You do not have the DNA we have. We have to understand you cannot do this. You cannot disrespect that. That's very disrespectful. Like, and anybody who get their mind corrupted to go against another man that is just as strong and powerful as you sold out. And we can't be doing that in 2025. No more selling out. You on the train, you're gonna be on the wrong train. That's all it is. Ain't no debt note should stop you. Go better go find at the top because they got it. They got plenty of it. You know what I'm saying? So don't come over here messing up nothing. That's gonna be already get situated. So that's that first one. We're gonna move on. Okay, I'm gonna read the second one. My bad, I go too a little fast. But strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens. I think it's funny. Like these executive orders now. These is like, and I'm not going into detail. I could, but like I said, I want to get to the breakdown. I didn't even mention the basketball stuff. Like it's so much more important stuff going on. All this stuff gonna go over everybody's head. Hopefully you get the information. Hopefully you not. You might get it next year. You might get it 2 years from now. I know y'all gonna, whoever out there hating and slandering me, good luck to you. But for real, like of hype, I just look at those stuff like, okay, I was walking down the street. This is like probably like I want to say what's before July last summer. This before I went back to college, and I'm walking down. This is crooked investigator police officer, skinny and bones on drugs, sitting out in front of the police station doing an interview. I could not believe this. And I could sit. I got that sense of like, when somebody ain't like they a shell of themselves. Like I know that you need to be doing. You don't need to be trying to have no authority. There's so much going on in the world. You don't need to have the authority no more. You need to sit down, take a break, give a rock to somebody who really worthy of it. That's all I be saying. Like y'all want to get up here and keep playing around. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Like we got to move on. So all these people with authority, I don't want no more executive orders about helping y'all. Y'all need to help yourselves. Retire, leave, figure it out. Put somebody else that's worthy of it. I don't care about none of that. I don't want to hear nothing. And I'm only gonna do folk today because I ain't gonna go into detail. I don't want people to think I'm bashing these executives. I'm just gonna give you the title. That's what I read. You read the title, right? Read the title. Reinstating common sense. This is what the executive order is. Reinstating common sense school discipline policies. What does that mean? Do you realize you sound dumb? This could be talking about when they was whooping kids in school. What are you talking about? Oh, reinstate what policy? What specific policy are you talking about? We don't want to reinstate nothing. I don't want to hear nobody reinstate no more discipline policies. Y'all, we're not going back to the time where we used to hang blacks up and brown people up from trees. We're not going back to them times no more. Figure it out. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't wrong. You better not put that in legislation. I don't want to hear that. I don't know what that was. That had to get spoken on. Now let's go to the last one. This was fun. This was funny too. I love when they write stupid stuff. All right. I love when they write stuff for themselves and not for everybody. Lowering drug prices by once again putting Americans first. What? No. Okay, first off, I'm not a fan of no narcotics, no nothing, no pill. I know it's a lot of money out there. Sorry if you're into that realm and You out here making it happen over there when they, you the plug out there, you selling to America, like, I'm more power to you. They ain't gonna stop it, so you ain't put the prices higher. Put them higher. I want them broke. Share that money. Not for real. Like, that's how I feel, but cause like, yeah, ain't no drugs. Like, putting America's first drug prices. Like, you see how they talk. I'm glad they're being more honest about these executive orders, because this is exactly what the executive order said. Drug prices, narcotics, opioids in the pill form. Whatever color it is opioids. It's heroin. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm sorry you putting it out there. You putting it in the executive order. You're putting it in the executive order. Whoever out there to plug, make it higher. Cause I don't even want it over here. I don't want it in my family, my nothing. And you better be sparing the wealth. You understand? Throw some money in my nonprofit, man. I need some of that. For real. So, but yeah, man, it's just like I be looking at, man, don't put that in legislation. We need to raise the prices. I want the jugs broke. But for real, man, like, this how I look at it. All that poisonous, and hopefully you don't indulge in too much. You gotta earn your money, earn your keep. Don't get too greedy. Share, man. Just share. Just put some time into the positive, man. We already went through the 2 years or whatever they call purifying. They already know that was flu gaze. I didn't take one shot. I didn't take no mask. I was outside all the time. I took the kids to the playground at the schoolhouse right around the corner. We did school at home. We had recess every day with no mask. They had masks because we used to go to the store around, but like it. I don't want to hear all that no more. Don't come up with no new stuff no more. Y'all ain't even talking about COVID or the shot no more. So don't even talk about no. I don't hear nothing about nothing. Just let life be. Don't spread no more massive diseases. I don't want to hear nothing. They man made. Don't, and keep the prices high. Cause I support any plug. Not on the apparel, but everything goes high. Bring not in the food, man. Don't put no money. I love food, chicken, stuff like that. Fruit, vegetables. I'm all that. Don't put too much money. Don't raise them. And like I said, I'll be speaking on. I don't want to speak too much on the tariffs. And there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of that stuff is the straw man stories with these people getting deported. They change the story every day. They forget about a story every day. So man, let's keep it positive. Like I said, it's real news, real information. I try to spit the truth. I don't want nobody, deter. I got to get to this finishing up on this draft. I didn't watch. I think OKC lost last night to Denver, and who else played? This NBA updates. I think OKC had they lost by 2 points. They had a long sit. I think 1 or 2 points. They still probably win, but you got a MVP, 2 MVPs on that team. You got the reigning MVP, which is now Shai Gilgeous. He's probably gonna win MVP this year. So you got 3 MVPs competing to get to the Western Conference Finals. The Cleveland also lost the first game. Oh yeah, the Knicks played last night. They won. That's gonna be tough to own. But Cleveland lost the first game against who the hell they played? Dang, I can't remember. But it's a lot going on in NBA. I'm sorry, NBA. I actually be watching. I just be like, I used to have more time to focus on that. And my mind is like, you see what my mind is on. So it ain't like I be harboring like, oh, what's game? How much points this guy? And I'm not hanging around the same people I was hanging around when I was younger. If it ain't like I don't want to have fun like that, but because eventually I'll get back to it. Like I said, I got super low and focused about my child. And then, like I said, a lot of stuff in that county over there that I'm, if she stays, I'm gonna be way, way, way more involved than she even can imagine. So I ain't even, they already asked me to be with the parent group or whatever committee. I'm already got the number, so I don't know if it was real or fake. But I already know I'm gonna be in if she stay in Broward. If she don't, I'm gonna be in wherever she goes. So, and she let her come over here to the winning side. Or she might be still on the winning side. I don't know, but my daughter definitely on the winning side. But for sure, and like I said, man, I've been focused on like other stuff other than like sports, and I'm trying to get back into like that happy, coaching. They started the real. I was really like hot still, like as a coach in 2019. So I helped start that prep school. The guys ended up winning that championship. I won a championship in the basketball. I won, and then boom, COVID, 2 years off. And I still was teaching my kids, my children. I don't like to call them kids, children. And I don't think ain't nothing fall off over here. You feel me? So that's pretty much it on that. I don't want to go into the Now we're gonna go. Sorry, I ain't give y'all a real foot basketball update. I don't want to stay too long. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about part 2. I broke down the NFC and AFC South last time. This time I'm gonna break down the NFC and AFC. Then the NFC and AFC North. Okay, the first team is the Bears. They definitely had, they need the O-line help. The pick that they came up with, they drafted. Sorry if I messed up these guys' name. I'm not like a name musician. If I met you and you tell me it out your mouth, I probably remember the first and last, and it won't be no problem. So that's all. The offensive tackle from Boston College, Ozzy Trapalo. That's and I'm not doing every pick. I'm trying to do 2 to 3 from every team, and I'm trying to be like just give my honest analysis from what I've seen on their film and all that. So that's all it is, and I'm giving my grade at the end. So yeah, that's who they picked. From what I've seen, he played a little high. He might have to be moved to guard instead of tackle. I didn't like how they was like from the film. A lot of these, it was sporadic with the offensive line selection. Like some of those guys was way better that was picked later in the round. I don't know what that's about, but I'm going off. If you got good knee bend, you could drop your weight. Some of these schools that they went to was played against high level competition, but the competition is pretty, base because a lot of people got to sneak in. They get to transfer out to get more opportunities. So, but some of these linemen be standing up. They don't got a 3-point stand. This stuff I teach when, from little league, like, and they don't even, once you get to, I don't care how good you, if you standing straight up, and I teach both, you standing up, you fish out of water. You know what I'm saying? What Shaq say when he dunk on you, barbecue chicken. You can't be standing straight up as an offensive lineman. So some of these picks, like, put them at guard, get their hand in the dirt, be a little bit more physical and aggressive. Like, I don't got time for that finesse football no more. We got to get back to that, being a little bit more tougher on the front. So, but yeah, he first step quickness, good size, good size, average first step quickness. This is what I wrote. He needs to work on being a knee bender, not a waist bender. It probably was a little bit of a reach. That's all. Technique needs to improve from what I seen on film. A little bit I seen. I like the other second round pick, the wide receiver from Missouri, Luther Burden. He showed the ability to get open. He got nice speed. He can improve on his quickness though. That's what I seen. And I just need, he played, Missouri moved to the SEC. The SEC was a little bit down the last few years, but it's still high level. The defensive back used to be so high level. Georgia still got, it ain't go drop like that, but Missouri's in the East and they got Florida. Those teams have been winning a lot. So yeah, elite defenders in the league, just gotta show that he could be a weapon and for his young quarterback. That's pretty much it. You should come in and show that you can play at that elite level that you did in college. The sleeper that I see is the quarterback Zach Frazier from the University of Texas at San Antonio. First, he had great size, showed the ability to locate the ball when it's in the air. He seemed to be a student of the game. He know how to hot routes. Like when when your coach prepared tapes and like keys and stuff like that, he knew how to make plays when, I call it making a play. I call it calling a play on defense when you know what's coming and you can get a pick, you can get a strip, it's hard to get a strip, but if you get an interception and it's like that defensive coordinator or, the DB coach and, everybody know what's going on and they can you call a play on defense. That's what I call it. And, if you ever been coached by me, that's what, you know how in depth I get when it comes to those championship games and those big games and like those keys and all that. They know what it is. So, yes, it seemed like he a student of the game. He had a lot of interceptions and prize breakups in his career, at his college. So, you come in, compete, show that you could be a player against the professionals, you might end up, making an impact for this team. So, and as for the Bears, they did not win a lot of games. So, you come in, they did not have a ton of draft picks and stuff. So, you come in. The grade I gave them was a C plus. I didn't like that O-line pick. I think it was way better. That was a little bit of a reach. So, that was not the team that had a little bit of picks. It might have been, might not been, but anyway, I didn't like who they picked in the beginning. So, but they might have got a steal at the end with that cornerback. And that's pretty much it. Let's move on with the second team in the NFC North, the Packers. They first round pick, they chose Matthew Golden. I felt like that was a great pick for them. They got a young quarterback. He definitely, I think he won most improved. So, he improved a lot last year. They picked him at 23. My opinion, he was definitely one of the most complete, if not the most complete wide receiver. He was definitely top 3 in the class. He got nice speed, locates the ball well. He played against high level defenders his whole career, and he excelled. So I don't have really too much weaknesses in him. I see him more as a Z. He can play on the outside, not an X, but like that second wide receiver he could play, and he definitely, he plays Z like, got in motion a lot. He could do a reverse here and there. Just like being that the Z position in the wide as a 2 wide receiver is one of the best positions. I always tell my players this: the X, when you got a quarterback, the X got to stretch the field. So a lot of the times, if you old school, you put your X on the left side, but it's a lot of swapping strengths in the games that advance. So, but if you go like 2 wide receivers, tight end, or running back, and the H back, old school, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. You got an X and a Z out wide, so he'll be that other wide receiver. And I see him, he could excel. You go 3 wide receivers, he could play Z and F. Just like they might call it F depending on the strength of the tight end. All kind of stuff I can just go in with football. And I'm so like, I don't like how these coaches teaching their clinics. I've been to some solid clinics. I've been to some soccer that teach like X's and O's, 1, 2, 3. Like they ain't teaching all that river blah 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 blah. Trying to trick your mind to they're teaching the basics, and they're teaching a lot. And they're teaching formations, they teaching alignment, and they're teaching like the 1 technique, this 9 technique. We talking real high level football. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I come up off of. So. And this ain't no trickery, like trickeration to what it is, football. And like, so yeah, I like that pick. 7 minutes, I don't want to spend too much, probably gonna be over a little bit of an hour, but we did pretty good today. Like I said, I like that pick. Okay, let's go. With the third round, the third round pick, they picked another wide receiver, Savon Williams from TCU. Got great size, showed the ability to get yards after contact. He can play any wide receiver. So what they did was, and it's crazy because like the Packers is pretty smart with these two wide receivers they picked, because both of them were very similar. One's a little bit taller, but he played. I seen the clip where he did a little couple wild. He had a lot of rushing yards, so he did like double duty. He had over 1,000 all purpose. He showed the same type of ability just to locate. He had a little bit more height on him. He probably played a little bit less of competition. Like, I seen Texas play Georgia and all that in the championship. Like they've been playing high level teams the whole time he was there. And TCU get a lot of like 5 or 6 games. They might play somebody that ain't as good as them, but they don't improve their strength of schedule too. So I ain't dissing on TCU. They've been in the top 10 a lot. So like I said, that guy, he showed the ability, his attributes. He played X, Z, F, and Y. That's what it looked like to me. He was very versatile. And when you have a players like those that are very smart and the IQ that high, they could be on the field all 3 downs. They could interchange. They could step in for somebody getting hurt. They always going to be ready to step in and play. So that's what's going to make you have a successful team. And they added real depth to probably, it wasn't a weakness, but they got injured last year and they did become a weakness in the end of the year. And they actually had a pretty good, they had a hot beginning and then like injuries caught up, and it was definitely wide receiver and tight end and, running back, they can get banged up, but, they added to what they needed. So I like that. Now, the third pick that was picked in the 6th round was Barry Sorrell. I think this guy was picked in the 3rd day, and like I think it was round 6, and like Barry Sorrell. He showed the elite power and strength, hand placement. He had a quick first step and tape. Seemed like he had like first and second round ability. I don't know what made him not get that. Drafted early. It was a lot of defensive linemen drafted. And it was a strong defensive line, defensive end, outside linebacker class. He was relentless. He knew how to get out of. He didn't get out of place on the run or his pass rush pass. He must develop. The only thing I seen, he need to develop a little bit more moves after he initiate that first step quickness and that fast twitch. He already had a natural ability. So that's all I've seen from him. So overall, I will give the Packers an A+ for their draft. I think they, just looking at what they need, the wide receivers that they picked was very like elite. Like they're not like, it was probably other people that felt like it was hand in hand from this guy and that guy, but that guy that they got in the 3rd round was still that looked like he was all purpose. And the first guy was didn't have no weakness. He was one of the most complete, if not the most complete, in the draft. So I give him A+ off that. Still, they got that D line. You can never have. You can't. It's hard finding a 6th round that went first and second round ability is like, okay, I could. You guys got that guy, but I got this guy in 6th round. So it's like you can't. It is. That's great. That was a great steal. So. That's why I give them A+. I was gonna give them A, but I give them A+. The third team, the Lions. The last 4 or 5 years, they've had extremely, good drafts, and they've been loading up on draft picks. This year they picked in the 1st round. They picked defensive tackle Tyleik. I think that's how you spell Tyleik Williams from Ohio State. I thought this was a solid pick. He already was very like, as far as defensive line, he has the strength to, beat one-on-one blocks. The 3 technique. To 1 technique, to 3 technique. He probably need to lose a little bit of weight just to stay on field. All 3. It's usually a rotation on D line. So when it comes to it, like I look at it like hopefully he panned out. He on film he showed a good effort, and but he was a little like overweight. When you comes to like those long seasons on your joints, you need to change your diet a little bit, like less red meat and pork. All that, chicken and fish, and switch it up to spinach and greens. You know what I'm saying? Like switch it up a little bit so you'll be a little bit quicker and you have a longevity. Like I said, stay on the field all 3 downs if you want to become that elite defender. And that, like the greats that I've seen, they didn't come off the field at all unless they was 4th quarter. beginning of the quarter need a breather, like you know what I'm saying. Like you on the field 90%, and being a first round pick, they usually want you to be that type of player. And they like always it's like every year a new guy comes in, so you gotta have that mindset that it was a guy picked last year, so you gotta compete a little bit still. So I think this guy, I don't think they expect him to be. They want him to just grow into himself. And like I said, I just gave you some pointers. I've been around a little minute, just change your diet go out there and compete, eat better, and that is pretty much it. I'm only going for far as the sleeper for them. They got the right tackle, Miles Frazier. I want to say he was at LSU. Yeah, the tackle from LSU on the board. He showed good strength, the ability to get to the second level blocking. He was aggressive. Like I said, he was a knee bender, not a waist bender. So they did pretty good for like picking. The Lions have been very consistent. They don't have too many weaknesses. So I'm not going to antagonize their drafting ability. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna give them a B grade. And yeah, with the fourth team on this division, I'm gonna go with the Vikings. This year, they only had 5 picks. So the first pick in the first round, they selected Devon Jackson, the guard from Ohio State. I really felt like on his film, it showed great change of direction. He was the best to me. He was the best guard. This like when they say like I like to say I look at the film like that guy plays too. I need to go to guard. He need to get improved on his stance, and he's big and strong. But he played guard in college, and he showed great change of direction, great quickness, all the stuff that I look in quality for guards. He had it, and he probably was the most complete. So yeah, I definitely gonna have to go with that was a solid pick. And sorry, for the Lions, I get y'all B grade. Y'all didn't really have much, like I didn't really have much to say about y'all doing bad or good. I just gotta wait to see if y'all improve. Y'all got some more depth on wide receiver. Sorry for going back. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Y'all got B grade. And the Vikings, I'm gonna continue y'all only have 5 picks. The one Jackson guard. He got to prove that he could play against the next level. That's really what I could see. Like he was just got to kind of see. I don't know, the Vikings to me, like with their 5 picks, they was okay. I like just like they wanted to fill holes. They probably got a lot of free agents. The more the league has gotten better, as far as colleges have gotten better and making guys ready for the league. So it's going to be a lot of free agents in their camp this year. With the 3rd round pick, Tate Fulton, he was selected from Maryland. I think when I saw him play, he didn't drop. He had good hands. He didn't drop the ball. So what I think he needs to improve on is his quickness and separating. Those stuff you can improve over time, and just being a veteran. The more you're around veterans, the more if you get an opportunity to play, he fits their system. So I think like he can learn from the type of players that they already have. Hopefully, I don't know if how the league is. They'll get your replacement quick because Jefferson get more and more expensive. He getting in the 30 million range, and you might have to. I look at it like if the league was smart, they'll trade them type of players that's they want 30 million. You get your 1st round pick, all kind of stuff. I'd be looking at. Like I play from a general manager standpoint when it comes to like Madden and building teams. So I'd be laughing. Like I literally look at it like put them on. Like you see how they did. But these people don't do like the league. The league used to do more of that. When a player don't want the money, like when they did Shaq. When Shaq left the Lakers, I'm using this example. When he left the Lakers, they ain't even getting the best. Lamar Odom ended up panning out, but it was Horace Grant. Who else it was? Couple 1st round picks. It was Shaq. It's Shaq. Lamar Odom panned out. We won the championship. We got Pau Gasol. We got, what I'm saying, we ended up getting enough players to win. But if it wouldn't have panned out, we wouldn't have got Lamar Odom, which you still was more of a role 6-man point forward. Just like all you could do. I ain't dissing his game because we definitely. I love Lamar Odom game, and Lamar Odom with Kobe was legit. Like it was a real three out there doing his thing. Like pull up three clutch threes. Really gonna make me think about the old days, man. Rest in peace, Kobe, man, for real, man. But but for real, man, that was good at the good times. But yeah, man, just like just when you draft somebody that could replace the type of player you got, similar style. He probably not as fast as Jefferson for sure, but he probably they probably ran the fact but Jefferson had that technique already down pat, and that's all I can see him just need to improve on that quickness that he are. If they trying to replace him, if they trying to give him help, I don't know what they trying to do, but they very similar. And this is just draft, so some of these people get picked in the third, fourth round. They don't even make teams sometimes, but the more advanced, every year they get more advanced. So it could be, it could not be. The sleeper pick for them, and I like this pick, was the Penn State linebacker Kobe King. What I've seen is just he needed more reps and has the size and speed to play at the next level, and possibly have gotten overshadowed by the superstar teammate Abdul, who got drafted in the top 5 pick. He needs to improve on shedding the blocks and using his hands and being more film. Well, he drops into coverage and all that. So just like seeing him do all that stuff and him getting the limelight and seeing, he's in a camp where people didn't get drafted. So he got I got picked at least, they want me on the team. So they want me to be successful. That's how you got to come in with that attitude. I played against somebody who's a superstar that could have been a disadvantage, and now he could take advantage of opportunity. So that's how you gotta look at it. That's it for the NFC North. For the AFC North, the Ravens, the first round. I like the first round. I'm going to start off with the Ravens. Sorry. With the first round pick, they picked Malachi Starks, a safety from Georgia. They never been the ability, to me, he was one of the safeties from Georgia have been so elite the last, I don't even remember when they had 10 years or something like that. They defensive back, they got people on the sideline, and then they leave, you know what I'm saying? It's like they are pros. They coming out pros. So especially at the safety, they take pride in their safeties. He had the ability to, he's always around the ball, make a play. Just every play he's around the football. He can make an interception, he can make a tackle, he can make a fumble recovery, he can force a fumble. This is what type of play. He runs the alley good, run support, he could cover it in the slot. I think he's gonna be a great fit in their nickel and dime package if he's not deemed the strong safety along with the starting safety, because they're interchangeable. They got a superstar free safety / strong safety, depending on how you want to move him around, both of them, if he pans out as a first round pick. So I like what I seen. I think they picked very well right there. That was a great pick. I was excited about that pick. With their third round pick, they picked right tackle Emory Jones. I thought this was a steal. It was a very veteran LSU offensive line. It was the LSU was one of the more complete offensive lines. He had great knee bend, excellent kick slide, hand placement, finishes blocks, good strength. Most likely he'll play guard, and he most likely can play guard and tackle based off just how he's built. He finishes blocks, like I said. Might be a little undersized, but I don't think that was a problem in college. It should not be a problem in the pros. He just got to compete and know that he's gonna have a more elite level of type of players they're going up against, and you just gotta stay consistent. And just like with the 6th round pick, this was another sleeper that could turn out to be a true 10-year professional. In the 6th round, they pick Aeneas Pebbles, the defensive tackle from Virginia Tech. All I can say, he has the raw ability, very explosive off the ball. He has a motor. He's very, really good strength. I need to see him be. The only thing he needs to be technically more sound. He has to learn how to use his hands better to destroy blocks. Because he uses that spin move he has, which is a great move. He has a great spin move. But against professionals, you can end up in the bleachers several times, which is like, I look at it like this: like I teach the way I teach it, you can't. The spin move only can be used once or twice, and I tell them to pull it out right before half, right before in the fourth quarter when every all your gas got to be pulled out. So I'm looking at it like you setting them up for the in and out, you setting them up for the snatch pull or your slot rip, whatever move you've been working on, and like this is stuff that I teach. Like you got to have. I tell them to have 3, especially in high school. You work to get the 3 before you get the college, and then you get the 4 to 5, and then you get that 6 and 7 range. You're getting in Warren Sapp, you're getting in Michael Strahan realm, you're getting the Simeon Rice realm, you're getting in these high level Lawrence Taylor, whoever you want to name. You get those type of moves, and you pushing Reggie White, all these great defensive linemen. We can name them, and these guys didn't have that many moves. I'm just talking about. They had them 3 or 4 down pat. And that's what made them get to the Hall of Fame. So I'm talking about they trying to don't overdo it. So you learning that spin move, that is very like what it was. The White Freeney did it, and he did it like probably 7 times in the game, and especially in his first 7, 8 years. And he was just so good at that he had the height. He didn't get. When I tell them what's them big outline, get on the shoulder plays that I teach, some hand placements, it's wrap. It's over for you. So, it's just like I be just thinking about like how I just speak as a coach. So, just be mindful of that spin move. I like the spin move. You show that fight to want to make a play and want to stay in the play and so want to continue to play ball and be in your position. So, and I seen some stuff where you did when you were technically sound. So hopefully, you come in, you make the team, and you be in the 6th round pick. It can be tough, and the Ravens already are very competitive and always in the championship and divisional rounds and all that, winning 20, 13 games a year. And yeah, so I think like I give the Baltimore Ravens a B plus. I like this solid pick. I really could have gave him an A, but I'm gonna give him a B plus. I gave him Lamar some help on the line, and yeah, so that was a plus. I think they got a wide receiver as well, so that was a plus. Yeah. So at the second team, I'm going Cincinnati. I'm trying to cut it short. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get to everything, but I had to say what I had to say early on, and we're going to continue to spread that message of what needs to be said, not what needs to be, put on a rug. I ain't putting nothing on a rug. With the first round, with Shamar, they picked Shamar Stewart. Cincinnati did the edge from Texas A&M. I felt like this was a very solid pick. He knew how to play the run and the pass. Great length. He was great against the zone. He'll be great against the zone. I think he'll be great against the zone option scheme that the Ravens and Browns have in their system. Just with his length, just being solid, just with him being able to destroy blocks. This is what I seen from him on film. That's why I think he got drafted in the first round, because he's gonna help immediately against those types of teams, which they play twice a year. And that's what I see. And he's not one of those guys that was super fast, but he quick enough to get off the ball. Like, he's just one of those. And he might be, I don't want to say tweener, but he not a tweener. He's big enough. He's defensive edge. He might have to drop in the coverage, but I have to see more of that. But that's gonna happen over time if he have to be in those positions. Yeah. So other than that, I don't see any weaknesses. With the 4th round, I did love this pick. The inside linebacker Barry Carter from Clemson. I would say I loved it because he was more old school, like the type of linebacker that I remember like coaching up. I wouldn't say I was the linebacker coach, but I remember just being a part of these staffs, and like he reminded me of like how these guys play, just him being that patient, not having too many misses. I seen on film where he like kind of hop, but that's like small stuff. That's like your coach not paying attention to you being overexcited or over anxious, and like you could coach that up on the sideline. So I'll be like but when he see it, when he read it well, he gets dropped in depth correctly in the inside, truly inside. It's very rare that you see very good inside linebackers. I think the fact that it's lost, I don't know why they don't think these type of inside backers are important. But he is. He went to a school where inside linebacker is traditionally have a decent inside line or decent to great inside linebacker with the head coach who's the coach that was the defensive coordinator is the head coach now, and you know how that go over there in Clemson. They got a lot of tradition with Dabo Swinney, and that's good that he remind me of those linebackers when they were competing with Deshaun Watson for championships and stuff like that. So, like I said, speed, shed blocks, make tackles in open field, and that's pretty much it, man. I'm going to Cincinnati. I think I'm going to give them for their grades and to people. I give them. They need a lot of offensive line, so I just give them I'm gonna give them a C plus. They didn't attack the offensive line correctly. They had some high level tackles that dropped in the whole draft. So I didn't like. They need to help him more with that. So I'm gonna give him a C plus. Even though I like them two guys and I like the other people they draft. I'm gonna start with the Browns today. Who I didn't get to, the Browns, Ravens, Cincinnati, Steelers. I like the Steelers, so I'll start off with y'all first. Give y'all whole little platform because I respect Mike Tomlin a lot as a coach, and I'm sorry I didn't get to you. I barely got to the Browns, and you see what time is. People not gonna want to pay attention. It's so short span nowadays. They're not gonna pay attention to the real information, the real stuff that I be seeing about the sports, politics, education, whatever lane you want to go. Hopefully somebody paying attention, somebody going in and doing their job with these degrees and these high ranked positions in the society or wherever they thinking in their mind. So we're gonna continue. Third team, the Browns, with the 5th overall pick. They picked Mason Graham. This is a defensive tackle from Michigan. I actually did not think he was the best defensive lineman available or even in the draft, but he was one of the most consistent and complete ones. He could play technique 1 through 5. I love those guys that could play that 4-eye, then a complete run and pass, and then he fit that mold in these 3-man fronts. So I look at it like that, like he's a perfect fit for the 3-man front because he could pass rush, he could do it all. So and then goal line, he's pretty solid. Hopefully he keeps his strength up against these high level and these big old offensive linemen. They gonna be playing every 17 games now. And if you go the Browns, if they make the playoffs, they're gonna be an extra game, 2 games, and he got help now. He got Myles Garrett. I think they also drafted some more guys on the defensive end. So yeah. I ain't gonna go too much. Like I'm gonna just leave it at that. The Browns with that pick, I'm gonna have to just give them a C. It's average. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna start with the Steelers. I'm gonna try to do all 2 more Steelers and 2 more conferences. And like I said before, man, I appreciate everybody listening, staying tuned. I'm your host, Ira Bush. This is Dynasty the podcast, and we're gonna end it right there, man. Thank y'all for listening, man. Appreciate y'all.